All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. College football this was pretty interesting, at least. Without further ado, we're going to recap week 9 and we're going to predict week 10. Who we starting with today?
Yeah, college football was crazy this week. I mean, obviously, we'll get to what happened. Let's just start off. I mean, we'll save our stuff for last. I thought UCLA would have made it a little bit of a game. They looked pretty good, but man, they got beat by 50. They got beat 56-6. Indiana looked like the truth.
Indiana is better than the dust. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. For anybody who thinks that they're gonna give up any of these little games that they're supposed to win, they said we're putting 50 on you.
Yeah. Oregon blew out Wisconsin, which Wisconsin they're trashed. Georgia Tech blew out Syracuse. The Oklahoma Ole Miss game was pretty good. Oklahoma really just didn't have enough offensively.
Yeah, I told you Lane Kiffin is different this year. He's gonna find a way to win.
I think the main thing that is really changed for Ole Miss is they're not going for it on fourth down. They're not doing those stupid things that they usually do. They're kind of keeping the game in front of them. They're not just, oh well, let's not kick the field goal. Let's go for it on 4th and 3 here.
Yeah.
They've been playing a lot smarter. You know, Trinidad Chambliss is playing pretty good football. I mean, I did see. I don't know what they're. I would assume Austin Simmons is probably going to transfer. I would assume because I mean, there's really no point in him staying. But yeah, I mean, they're playing smart football. They're not really putting themselves in situations where they did get beat last year a couple times. Miami struggled at first, but then the second half they come out. I think they scored like 21 points in the third quarter. I think.
Yeah, that game went from being competitive to them blowing them out within a quarter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah, they were up 28 to. It's literally Stanford didn't score after like I think the first their first couple drives, and then they didn't score
Yeah.
after that. Their quarterback had 50 yards passing the entire game.
Oh man.
Um, Vandy looked pretty good. Now Missouri's quarterback did get hurt, so
Yeah.
again, would they have beat them if Missouri's quarterback would have played? I don't know because they were beating them when he got hurt. I think
Um.
I'm not real sure if they were beating him when they got. Let me see. I'm not really sure. No, they were no. Actually, Vandy was winning when he got hurt. So you hate to see that for Missouri because I mean I'm not saying they're done, but I mean if they lose this week to Vandy, and they're done, 3 losses. I mean if they lose next week, sorry, if they lose next week, then they're done.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle because I mean you don't have your starting quarterback, but maybe they found a spark because I mean he was struggling to pass the ball the past couple of weeks anyway. So
Yeah, they got a bye week this week, so they got to go play Texas A&M when they come out of that bye. So
yeah, that'll suck.
probably not going to be an easy game. Um, let's see. Texas struggled. I mean, Mississippi State honestly, if they had a good head coach, I think they'd be really good. I mean, their quarterback kind of sold them, but Texas just came back, and you can't do that. Mississippi State's defense just couldn't get in there, couldn't do enough to win.
Yeah, I don't I don't know about Texas, man. It's
They win it. They figuring out. They finding ways to win though.
yeah.
So whatever they got to do, they're finding ways to win.
That's not gonna cut it at the end of the season against Texas A&M, though. I'll tell you that much. They'll mess around and get blown up.
No. South End probably. They got a good defense, somewhat, kind of, sort of. I mean, not really. I mean, you did give up 40 to Mississippi State, and they're kind of trash. But Illinois got blown out by Washington. They're done. Arizona State got beat by Houston. They're done. Michigan struggled against Michigan State. They didn't look that great.
But they won though.
I mean, yeah, they won by 11, but still. All right, so go ahead. Alabama, South Carolina. That was a pretty good game. You were right. I was wrong.
I told you.
Lenora Sellers sold again. I mean, they had them beat 2 years in a row. And what did he do? Same thing he did last year. He fumbled the ball. You don't fumble. They literally were fixing to storm the field. And he fumbled the ball. And Alabama just took their time, scored a touchdown. And so they said, we got to get out of here. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
They escaped South Carolina with a W. That's all you can ask for. I mean, they said it ain't always gonna be pretty, but they said the main difference between this year and last year is that when the team got hit with adversity like that, they folded and they just couldn't find a way. But this team, they found a way to win. So a lot of respect.
The defense stepped up when it mattered the most.
Please, I don't care if you got to go in disguise an alumni like Derrick Henry to put him in your backfield, but y'all got to find some type of run game, use screen passes, something. Now, I like what they did because they're using number 4 on the screen passes to kind of get him going.
Oh, y'all want to?
Basically,
okay, go ahead. I'm about to say we can give you some screen passes. Y'all want our we can give you our playbook. We can run you up the middle and throw you some screen passes
But yeah, they got to find a way to get that run game going because that's not gonna. I mean, the slate is not any easier on the back end.
But at the same time, though, I think you can't afford Jan Miller to miss because you're fixing to get into, this last tough stretch. You're trying to make the playoff, obviously the playoff push and the championship push. So you're going to need him as healthy as he can be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got a bye week this week. And then who knows what's going to happen next week. We'll get into that here in a little bit. And then who do y'all have left? Oklahoma,
a cupcake team, Auburn.
And that's it before the playoffs.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we can talk about LSU getting blown out. Obviously, the biggest news, they fired Brian Kelly yesterday, however you want to look at it. Also moved on from the offensive coordinator.
I'm mad because I picked LSU to win.
I tried to tell you. I'm not going to pick against my team. But I tried to tell you. We got exposed when we played Vandy. It didn't look good. It was shaky at first. But the defense rallied back. Marcel Reed threw 2 picks. We went into the lead at halftime, and then all of a sudden, I guess A&M was like, I don't know. I don't know if Mike Elko was like, I don't know what y'all are doing, but this ain't it. And then the onslaught it started when they came out because we just couldn't stop them. Honestly, it really wasn't even that. Honestly, our defense was somewhat doing okay. Okay, they were struggling, obviously. But it's the offense. I'm glad we fired Brian Kelly. Okay, whatever. I'm just glad we fired our offensive coordinator because I don't know if any of y'all listening watch LSU, even care about LSU's existence. But, man, the 3 screen passes and punt the ball is why? Like what? Like in what world does that work? Okay, could that work in against, Mercer and all that. Yeah. This is the top three, number two, whatever, number three, four, whatever they are, top five team in the country. You're not going to run 100 screen passes and expect to beat them. We didn't take any deep. We took a couple deep down shots. We weren't running the ball. I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping. I don't know what's fixing to happen. We'll get into that here in a little bit once we talk. We got something else coming. We'll talk more in depth about what we think about our teams. So what do you
So
think?
I saw a tale of two halves in that game. And at first, because I watched the game up until they started getting blown out. So in that first half, LSU was fighting. They had fight. And you could tell that they knew that their season was on the line and they needed this big upset win. They went into the half up 18-14 and didn't score until garbage time after that. So I'm like you. I don't know what Mike Elko said to those guys in that locker room to get them fired up and back engaged in that football game because they really didn't have any life.
If he threw a
But
pick right before halftime, we kicked the field goal.
I mean, whatever he said, definitely. I mean, it got him going.
He's definitely got A&M looking good. He's a good coach. This is only his second year there too.
So again, I mean, this goes to the point of also speaking to it doesn't always have to be the biggest name because Mike Elko came from Duke.
Yeah, this is his second year at A&M, and he's got him looking pretty good.
Exactly. And I mean, again, that speaks to, I mean, look at Kalen DeBoer. I mean, he was coaching at Washington, got him all the way to the national championship, and now he's coaching at Bama. But he wasn't like a really big name like that before, you know, he got Washington to
He's
the
just
national
been
championship.
successful. He's been successful everywhere he's been.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at Mike Elko, he had Duke looking like okay, but I don't think anybody expected this in year two with him at A&M.
Well,
So
okay, I don't want to. I'm not saying this to just say it, and it's not a bad thing. But A&M does have some. I mean, they got money that they can just. They're kind of in that. They have unlimited money. They got old money. So like they can throw around money however they want to. Now I'm not saying that they do that because I mean they probably do. It's like anybody else. But at the same time, he's a good coach, and he makes those adjustments. They got a good
absolutely.
quarterback. They got a pretty decent defense. I think I don't really know. They've given up some points, but Marcel Reed is. I put him in that same boat as Lenora Sellers. I don't know if that's if people are going to think I'm crazy for that, but he tends to make those mistakes. A&M's just good enough that sometimes they can, get around that.
Yeah.
He threw two picks. Well, you're playing LSU. I think me and you could stop their offense because I mean, running three screen passes and slants that ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get more into depth into that. This week, not too much going on. There are some pretty big games, but we're getting towards that back end of the season. Georgia Florida play, that could be a pretty interesting game.
I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm not gonna take too many upsets this week. I think I'm gonna stick with Georgia on this one, just because Florida's just been too up and down, and I don't think this is a game that they can go out and win.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, Florida's without a coach, so I don't really know what direction they're going in. It's It's a neutral site too, so it's in Jacksonville. So, like you said, I think you got to go Georgia. I mean, this is it. I mean, they can't really afford to lose here. Not really. So I'm gonna roll Georgia. I think they're just a better team. they have a pretty good defense, and as we've seen, Lagway struggles against good defenses. So
Yeah, that's true.
Ohio State, Penn State, Ohio State should absolutely blow them out. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, they don't have a coach. I don't really know what Penn State's going to look like.
Honestly, and this is just for trolls. I'm picking Penn State.
I considered it. You go in, oh, it's 11 o'clock game. It's early. Oh, Penn State doesn't have a quarterback. Oh, they fired their coach. I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it would be a little bit of a surprise. Like, oh, you lost to Penn State, but I don't think so. I think Ohio State's going to absolutely just maul them. I wouldn't be shocked if Penn State didn't score.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked about that either.
Vandy in Texas.
This could be a good game. This could be the best game of the week. Could be. Possibility.
I mean, other than that, yeah, there are some other good games. But again, Vandy looks pretty good. 11 o'clock game. They got to go to Texas.
Yeah, now see, again, this is one of those can't lose games for Texas. And
It's really,
essentially
yeah.
for Vandy, too.
Well, yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, they only have one loss. So really, Vandy can lose here. They don't need to, but you could. Texas can't lose. They already have 2 losses.
Well, I mean, you got to remember the committee's
I
picking them
think
different this year.
I think Vandy's going to win. I don't know if Arch can beat them. Now I will say this: as long as Pavia is playing good, they might beat Texas by 10.
They had a shot to beat Texas last year, so I mean,
this could be his redemption.
It's like I said with the LSU game. They're going to look at a lot from last year and just try to, limit those mistakes that they make in these games that they're basically going on a revenge tour that they lost last year. So Texas is next up on the schedule.
Yeah, this is a big game. If they can beat Texas, it's one step closer.
Yeah. It's like Pavia said. The
biggest thing is their defense. Get after Arch. Obviously he's been struggling. He looked okay in that Mississippi State game. They did score 40 something points.
Yeah. And see, again, Vandy's coach, Clark Lee, that's another one of those coaches who has absolutely positively helped to turn a program around in a couple of seasons, a few seasons.
Well, yeah, I've seen a little press conference that on Shannon Sharp's podcast that, they never had recruits there. I think they said at the Missouri game, they had 150 recruits on the sideline. So, when you're winning games and you're in the spotlight, you're going to start seeing, okay, well, we can get these guys.
True.
Let's see. Miami should kill SMU.
Yeah, that should be a cakewalk.
Indiana will probably beat Maryland probably 60-30 or 60-10 or something. South Carolina, Ole Miss. I think this could be a trap game for Ole Miss. I don't know if it will be because I don't know if South Carolina has the offense to keep up with Ole Miss. That was Oklahoma's problem. They just really couldn't score.
I'll say this.
Because Ole Miss has a good defense. That they're not just going to Sellers just ain't going to run it down their throat. It's not going to work like that.
Based on what I don't know about that because Gunnar Stockton gave them about 100 on the ground.
Well, yeah, but Georgia's a little bit better of a team.
Yeah,
that was early too. That was early too.
South Carolina is good in spurts, so I would just say Ole Miss should be weary about this game because again, they're coming off a 2 or 3 game stretch where they played some really good teams.
Yeah, they played some physical football. A lot of high scoring games too.
Exactly. So now, this is what I will say.
They've had some close calls.
I think you're probably right. I think Ole Miss is definitely going to score points because they're averaging over 30 a game. So I don't think South Carolina will be able to keep up.
I just don't know if South Carolina can keep up with them. I don't
Yeah.
know if South Carolina's defense is going to be enough to slow down Ole Miss. If you can
I mean,
score, I think if you can score 28, I think you can beat Ole Miss. If you can stop them.
well, if you're South Carolina, yeah, you definitely have to score 28, maybe more, just to beat them. Because, like you said, Ole Miss is going to score. They're going to score. We know that.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. They're going to score at least 20, at least. I'd say, like you said, yeah, 20, at least. You're probably going to score 30 to beat them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if South Carolina can do that. Because honestly, if you can stop Sellers from running the ball, I mean, he's going to turn the ball over. It is what it is. I think if you just limit him, make him beat you throwing the ball. And if that's the case, I don't think that they may get beat 35-14 because Ole Miss is going to be explosive. And
True.
I think the game's at Ole Miss too. They're prime time. They're 6 o'clock. So Georgia Tech, NC State, that could be that game has a small spread for Georgia Tech being undefeated and NC State only winning 4 games.
Well, I think it's because NC State doesn't have they don't have the kind of offense that just overwhelm
Their
teams.
quarterback has 2,100 yards and 20 touchdowns. Are you sure?
We talking about Georgia Tech?
No, NC State.
No, I'm talking about. Did I say NC State or Georgia Tech?
Yeah, you said NC State. I think. I
Oh,
don't know.
my bad. I meant Georgia Tech because Haynes King has thrown like what 4 touchdown passes all season.
7.
But they're killing. They're really killing guys. Like Georgia Tech's identity is running the ball
Yeah, he
until
has 13 rushing touchdowns.
their identity is running the football until you cave in,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much how they're winning their games. Now,
I wonder like how he feels like the next day. 'Cause, I mean,
oh man, they probably running QB power like 20 times a game. He probably beat up.
he's run the ball 113 times and has scored
That's
12 times as a
that is
quarterback.
insane. That is insane.
He has almost just as many runs as he does passes. He's only thrown the ball 130 times, so he's 15 runs away from having
But
more runs than he does passes.
I mean, they making it work though. They're undefeated.
It's hard to
Again, another.
stop. I mean, they're hard to. I mean, well, okay, well, hold on now. They really haven't played a solid defense.
They got to play Georgia at the end of the season, and I honestly feel like Georgia Tech might beat them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they're hard to beat that running because they run the ball every play. Oklahoma, Tennessee could be a good game. Again, this is do or die for either team.
Yeah, they're both already at 2 losses, so that third loss is pretty much a knockout punch, essentially. So
Well,
I think,
either way, it's 3 SEC losses because Oklahoma's lost twice in the SEC, and so is Tennessee.
well, I mean, that's already out the window for both of the teams because I think both teams' losses came within the SEC, so they're already out of the picture for that. But I'm talking about in terms of playoffs. This is pretty
Well,
much this is
it maybe not. If you wouldn't have lost twice in the SEC already, you could probably afford to lose out of the conference because you could still make the SEC title game.
well, I mean, yeah, but that's pretty much that's the story for Bama right now. They lost the first game of the season out of conference, and they haven't lost the conference game yet. So
I
even if
don't
they
really
lose the
know who's
conference
going to
game,
win this because I really don't know. I don't know
Um,
if Oklahoma can score enough to beat Tennessee.
yeah, I mean, if you look at conference play, Oklahoma's offense hasn't been like how it
Well,
looked out
that's
of
why they
conference.
couldn't. That's why they couldn't beat Ole Miss. They couldn't score, and
Yeah, that's why they
Tennessee's
couldn't
going to
beat.
score some points.
That's why they couldn't beat Texas because Texas had John Mateer. Well, John Mateer was coming off that injury that he had, so that makes sense why they lost to Texas. I think they brought him back too early for that. Um,
I just
but I
don't know
don't.
if they
I
can
think,
score enough to beat Tennessee.
yeah, I think Tennessee's gonna win because, like you said, Tennessee's gonna score points. It's gonna be hard for them to. I think it'll be hard for them to keep up with that.
Again, you're going to have to score 28 to beat them. Oklahoma's got a good defense. I just don't know if their offense can. I don't know if they can score enough to beat them. I could be
True.
wrong though. USC and Nebraska, that could be a pretty good game. Again, this is do or die for USC. I mean, they already got 2 losses.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't really see USC as a playoff team. I mean, I don't really that schedule that they had this season with the opportunities for ranked wins that they didn't really get is kind of the part that sticks out for me. Like you can be a 2-loss team, but you can still get left out of the playoff. There's only 12 teams that are gonna get in, so you want to have your resume with quality wins. If you look around the country for some teams, especially teams that are in like the top 10, top 12, 15, whatever, the ones who are getting a good look, they have like those quality wins on their resume.
Yeah. Except for, I mean, Ohio State's played one ranked team.
Yeah,
Two,
but
technically.
they're blowing out
They're
everybody they play,
they're
so it don't matter what.
they're the defending national champions. So I mean, they've looked
Yeah,
good. I
so
mean, I don't even know if any other aside from Texas, has anybody come close to beating them?
no,
No, I didn't know. I hadn't watched too much of their games.
it ain't no point in watching them. They blowing everybody out by like 20.
So, but that's it. That's the slate.
Yeah, like I said, not a. I think last week and then that week, what was it, week 5? I think last week and week 5 were probably two of the best slates all year. This week is like okay, but it's not like big heavyweight matchups that determine that much. So obviously, like I said, there are some teams who really can't afford another loss this week.
Yeah,
So
we're getting towards the end of the season, so you're fixing to start seeing the big rivalries, you know.
yeah, so I mean, obviously our teams don't play this week because they play
Right, yeah,
next
we're
week.
both
They
on it,
both
which yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it's really gonna matter.
Yeah, they both got buys. So we'll have a nice little discussion about that. And then we're also doing a that little episode on our teams thus far in the season. Perfect time to do it since LSU just lost by 24 to A&M and they fired their coach.
And the offensive coordinator. So yeah, it's could be interesting in old Baton Rouge for in the next week or two because like I said, which I'll save that for what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But that's all I got.
All right, yeah, that's it for me too. If you made it this far in the episode, let me see, what question haven't I asked this season? It's got to be a good one.
I mean, LSU just fired their coach. I mean, who do you think is going to be the fit? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying this just because I'm an LSU fan, but everybody's been saying this is the number one job, obviously, for probably obvious reasons.
Makes sense, yeah.
I think you kind of have to get it right. I think you take your time. I don't think you rush and just kind of throw somebody into this position because okay, as much as people didn't like Brian Kelly, I'm not wasn't a big fan because obviously we couldn't win the big games. But he only lost what last year we lost what 4 games. The year before that we lost what 3 or 4, 3.
Yeah, but you got to think of
I think it was more of the
the
pressure, and he went and spent all this money. But yeah, just let us know who you think would be a good fit. The rumors are swirling. It's going to be Lane Kiffin. It's going to be Nick Saban. It's going to be,
Well, I'll
Marcus
tell you who I
Freeman.
think. I don't have a name, but I think they should go after somebody who doesn't have the name behind them.
I
Somebody
think
who,
first you need an offensive mind.
yeah, for sure.
That old school football crap I don't know what. First off, we got to get a good coordinator. I've seen a lot of people saying that we need to go get Joe Brady. I don't know if he'd come back. We
He's
could
not
try it.
coming back.
They could
He's
hire him
not
as
coming
head
back.
coach.
They could do that. Now, I think he would probably go for that because that's probably, I would say, much more money than what he's making being an offensive coordinator for the Bills. So,
I just don't see him leaving Buffalo, but he could.
yeah, I mean, Patriots going to win the Super Bowl this year anyway, so it really wouldn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, he's talking crazy, so.
All right, but yeah, that'll do it, and we'll catch you on the next episode.